And I know there's a vision for more, and one of those things is opening a debt counselling centre. Tell us a bit about that and what it involves.
Yeah, so we're well aware that debt has been endemic in this country even before the pandemic, and that it's only going to get worse as a result of COVID-19 and the aftermath of that, the financial aftermath of that. So for quite a while now, we've been hoping to open a debt centre in partnership with Christians Against Poverty, just as the Job Club is in partnership with Christians Against Poverty. And the beauty of that is that Christians Against Poverty are the leading debt advice people in the UK. So they're right up there with Step Change, people like that. But as I mentioned before, Martin Lewis, for example, highlights the fact that if people have mental health issues, and the vast majority of people in debt do have mental health issues for obvious reasons, then CAP is second to none in helping them get out of that debt. It's a completely free service, and I believe the reason that CAP is so helpful for people who are suffering from the side effects, if you like, of debt, not just the financial side of it, but obviously the emotional and mental issues involved, is because they work only through Christian churches. And of course, what we know about Christian churches and Christian people is that they care about the person as well as the problem that is trying to help that person deal with. So befriending people, offering to pray for people, introducing people to the community of the church where so much more support is available, is life-changing, even beyond the life-changing impact of getting debt-free. And because getting debt-free is generally a long-term process, you know, it's not something that happens overnight, it can be several years before people are debt-free. The fact that somebody is going to be there to help them through the long process, not just the immediate details of gathering the information and advising, that makes a long-term relationship, and hopefully, and for many people it is the case, actually leads people into a relationship with Jesus himself, which of course is even more life transforming than being debt free.
So that's a little bit about the debt centre itself. What's stopping us setting one up now?
Well, the main obstacle at the moment is that we need to identify a debt centre manager.
Right.
So that's the person who actually is the human interface with clients that may be referred by CAP themselves through their national website, or through social services, through churches, through doctors, through anybody who has contact, comes into contact with people who are expressing that problem, that they're having an issue with debt.
So what's the sort of person who we're looking for as a manager?
Well, we're looking for a passionate Christian, because we know that the spiritual side of the issue is even more important than the actual issue of debt itself. So we're looking for somebody who is happy to pray with people if that's what they want. Obviously it's not an obligation for somebody who wants to access his debt help. It's not an obligation that they accept prayer, but we generally find that most people are more than happy and actually very grateful for that opportunity of somebody praying with them. Also introduce them to alpha courses, whatever the churches might be doing, to encourage somebody to enter into that community where they're going to get the support. Obviously it helps if you're numerate, but it's important to be aware that the technical side of it is dealt with by CAP at their head office. So that isn't a great barrier, but obviously being personable, able to get on well with people from the get-go, be a friend to them, and a friend that brings Jesus into that situation. Those are the main.
So somebody who is obviously, as you said, a strong Christian, who is good with people and talking to people and relating to people. You don't need any specific qualifications or degrees or anything like that, but a willingness to learn. What sort of training will they get for the role?
Yeah, so the training's pretty intensive. We could have asked Karen about her training experience as well. But the training is second to none. I've gone through training for several of the services that CAP offer, and I've done it with people who've been through training in their own jobs to a pretty high level, and they all seem to be of one accord that the training is absolutely superb. The other thing to bear in mind is that once a debt manager is appointed, a debt centre manager is appointed, they will continue to have the support from CAP through an area manager, and obviously because this is a Hope Central project, they'll get support from me and from the other staff and volunteers within Hope Central, and of course from a spiritual point of view from their minister.
Fantastic. Just so if someone's watching this and they're thinking, well, I'm interested in this, I really like what it sounds like, I am a passionate person, passionate Christian, and I want to be involved in our local community. What sort of commitment does it involve in terms of hours in the week and things like that?
Yeah, so you're looking at a commitment of about 16 hours a week.
16?
At least 16 hours a week. A lot of that is flexible, can be built into your own timetable, but there are a certain amount of those hours that would need to be done sort of 9 to 5 in the week. So you do need to have some flexibility in your schedule to be able to take this on. But that, as I say, a lot of it can be fit into your own timetable.
And obviously it's going to be online, as everything is at the moment, but longer term, is it going to be based out of an office, or how do you see that working?
Yeah, so there will need to be some office space which will be provided through Hope Central, and ultimately when we are able to, the meetings with clients would be face to face. But as you say, at the moment everything's being done online, so again it's either Zoom calls or actually it's not Zoom calls because it would actually be through Google Meet. Right. But all the necessary equipment would be supplied, or phone conversations. Obviously it's much easier to do something, to do a meeting with a client when you can actually see each other, even if it is over the internet. But if needs be, it can be done over the telephone, and there's some incredible stories of how debt centre managers have managed to engage with clients even in these difficult times and even over the telephone.
So, just one or two final questions. Is there a deadline for people who want to apply?
Yes, there is, because we need to get the details of the person that we're putting forward to CAP by January the 22nd, because they have their own processes that they have to go through in order to enrol that person on their next training, which is in March. And obviously we are really keen to get this up and running as soon as possible, because people are in need right now.
Right.
And we want to help. So
they've got a couple of weeks. How do they get contact with you?
So the best way to contact me is through my email, which is robert@hopecentral.org.uk. They can phone me if they like, 07957 813360. You can't really knock on my door at the moment for obvious reasons, so those are the best methods.
Well, one way or another, hopefully people can get in touch with you, and we hope we find the right person for that role. It sounds fantastic. Thanks ever so much, Robert, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.